It's been a hot minute since you last heard from us, but we're back. This is also the first time you're hearing our voices because we're the new host of the podcast. Before we introduce ourselves, we're excited to welcome you to another season of Ke Alaka'i Podcast in its 10th season.
Yay!
Woo-hoo! Like I said, we are the new hosts of the podcast, and we're excited to engage and talk a lot about interesting topics this season. For episode 1, I am joined by two of my wonderful co-hosts. Ladies, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Hi everyone, my name is Myco.
Hi everyone, I'm Valorie.
And I am Pim.
Okay, now that we've introduced our names to the listeners, we can maybe say something interesting about ourselves as well so they can know us a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna start. So again, hi everyone, I'm Valorie. I'm from the Philippines and I am a junior majoring in communications. So one interesting fact about me is I like searching artists' name on Wikipedia. Yeah.
Okay, again, my name is Myco. I'm also from the Philippines. I'm a junior studying communications as well. And an interesting thing about me is I like listening to the sound of rain.
Nice. I am Pim. I'm from Thailand. I am majoring in political science and I am hoping to go to law school one day. And because I love anything about crime documentaries, my favorite show right now is I guess is what interesting about me. I love the show called Monk. Adrian Monk is an old show, but I'm just really obsessed with it right now.
Okay, so those are a couple of things to get to know a little bit about us. We're excited to dig in with the topics we have today. Are you excited, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, we are excited.
Let's go.
Okay, so most of our listeners might not know what Ke Alaka'i team was up to all summer. So I was not here. I just started, and Pim also just started about a week ago.
So fresh.
And maybe Myco, would you want someone to share about what the team was doing the past summer?
Okay, I will. Well, our team has been cooking. We've been working hard on a magazine coming out very, very soon. It's the Book of Mormon issue. A lot of love, interviews, and editing went into the whole process of making the issue. Starting from the cover all the way down to the last few pages of the magazine. So we're really excited to share it with the readership soon.
Love that. You mentioned that the whole issue is about the Book of Mormon. Can we maybe spoil listener a little bit with the things they might see or read in the magazine? Is that possible?
Yes, definitely. In fact, we're going to share a few stories that we picked to share with our listeners today, which is I'm very excited for. Okay, I will be starting the story of how the Book of Mormon changes BYU-H students' lives as they have read it. It was written by one of the writers in Ke Alaka'i and our very own host, Myco Marcaida. And I'm sorry for the...
you mentioned my last name.
But yeah, it's Myco. And I love how each of those snippets made me see how great the impact of the Book of Mormon is for a lot of people, even BYU-H students and staff. And one of the things that has stuck with me is how a lot of those stories give me a view of how people held on to the Book of Mormon as their source of knowledge and guidance. Kind of like an oracle, the past times and how we value it nowadays.
Yeah, I totally agree with you as well. I've also seen the Book of Mormon and how it defined my life as well, and how it really helped helped me personally as a BYU-H student now that I'm studying here.
Yeah.
interesting
because there are a lot of people, especially the ones that Myco interviewed, which is our very own host as well, Pim. She's been featured in that particular story or article of Myco.
Mm-hmm.
And you said regarding how it changed your life during your mission, and now that you are married and will be having a kid soon, which is congratulations,
Thank
Pim.
you.
Congrats, babe.
How does the Book of Mormon help you to become a better spouse and soon to be mother?
Yeah. Well, before I say how it helped me become a better spouse or help me become a better mother, I have to say that the Book of Mormon been with me since the very beginning. I'm a convert. I converted to the church when I was 18. And, like the transition between high school to college is always hard for everyone because you don't know if you're going to go on a mission or you're going to go to college or things like that. And so I learned very early in my life how to use it as like a liahona in my life. I think the part of it is that if you read it every day, I think the prophet used to say that if you study the Book of Mormon every day, you make a better decision every day. And I think the little decision that we make every day is what will help us become a better person. And so it will help me become a better spouse and soon to be mother. I cannot find a particular in the Book of Mormon right now. Like I cannot think of it on the top of my head. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of principle in the Book of Mormon, including like having trust in the Lord, is what helped me the most. So, because being a wife is not hard. If you marry the right person, everything just become easy and sweet. But mother can be hard because now we are in the fall semester and midterm exam are approaching, and I'm going to give birth during the midterm. So I am scared. But I just keep thinking about when I first became a member, and when I was on a mission, those were hard too. And so because I trusted in the Lord, it just helped me went through all of that. So now I know the baby gonna come. I don't know how my life with newborn gonna be, but if I keep having faith and trusting in Him, I should be okay. Yeah.
I love that, Pim. And we can see that. I feel like with the time that I interviewed you, actually, I did feel the Spirit, even if the interview was just online. And so I'm just grateful that we're able to work with each other, and actually see and hear more about the testimony that you have about the Book of Mormon. So like Pim, I feel like I have my own share of like a conversion story, I guess. I served my mission when I was 19. And it was during COVID. I feel like all of us served during COVID.
I did.
Yeah.
I did too.
So I think we can all agree that it was one of the hardest years of everyone's lives.
Yes.
Just because we were all locked down and couldn't really go out to teach people. And it was just very messy at the time, especially in the countries where we're from.
Yeah.
But I feel like the mission president, or my mission president at least, and I'm pretty sure your mission presidents too, encouraged every single missionary to cling on to the Book of Mormon. Just because, like what you said, that it's like a liahona. It guides us to where we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
And during those times, during COVID, it was a time of uncertainty. And so I feel like me being able to read the scriptures daily and ponder all the stories that were there, applying everything into my life as a missionary that time, even until now as a student here, because life is still messy. It's not picture perfect. I feel like we're still going through a whole lot of other things, but I feel like the Book of Mormon really helped me stay calm and trust in the Lord a little bit more. Yeah,
I love that, Myco. And Pim, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and the things that you've experienced and how the Book of Mormon helped you. I want to agree. And I totally agree with Myco, because all of us like literally served during the kind of like the peak of COVID. It was like during 2019, not 2019, like 2020,
Yeah.
2021, around that time. So it was very hard to we know the traditional ways of working outside and doing a lot of stuff outside of our house, and then COVID happened and we have to be stuck at our apartment with our companions and maybe other unit mates, maybe.
Yeah,
Is
other
that the right term?
sisters.
Housemates. Yeah. Other sisters. Yeah, other sisters. But what I love about the Book of Mormon, just like how you guys experience it, is it has helped me to become much more closer to God, and it helped me to see
Yes.
that His love is everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
That's
for
true.
everyone.
Yeah.
And no matter how much we struggle we can always confide in it.
Yeah.
That's true. Like when you mentioned, it just made me think of a scripture verse that I found on my mission, because it was really hard back then. The COVID was really bad. We had to there was lockdown, couldn't go out, and we couldn't find anyone to teach. And like I just felt like I wanted to come on a mission, and I want to serve, but I'm not teaching anyone right now. And I was sick too at that time, so I was like really discouraged. And I remember I went to the Book of Mormon. I grabbed the Book of Mormon and I just turned to the random pages, and when I flipped the page, it was Alma 26:27. It said that now when our hearts were depressed and we were about to turn back, behold, the Lord comforted us and said, Go among thy brethren, the Lamanites, and bear with patience thy affliction, and I will give unto you success. So that verse fit what I was like going through. I was kind of depressed. Yeah, like I was sick, I was sad. I'm like, I wanted to do more. And when the Lord said that, like, you're about to turn back, but bear with patience, I will give unto you success. And 2 days later, someone just called us and said that he wanted to learn about the Book of Mormon. And we taught him online, and he got baptized 2 months later.
Wow,
So,
that's so nice.
Yeah, that was like a miracle to me. And that's just how, like, the Lord can comfort us, like, in a time when we least expect through the Book of Mormon. Yeah.
It reminded me, I was looking at our issue for regarding the Book of Mormon issue of the Ke Alaka'i. And it reminded me of this particular, of what we're doing right now as women. I feel like women in the scriptures, from the 4 standard works that we have, they scarcely, what you call that? Mentioned in the scriptures. Like, we only know couple names, like women's name in the scripture that are being mentioned, and we don't have like adequate
Information
regarding them. And it reminded me of an article written by Winslet, and it's entitled "The Remarkable Women in the Book of Mormon." And that's when it occurred to me that the things that we've experienced as women in our mission, like from our mission, and the things that we've been talking about now, I feel like it could be a way for us to have information for others on what we have felt, what we've went through. And it's not basically like we'll be in the Book of Mormon or in the Old Testament or the New Testament or Doctrine and Covenants, or that will create a new scriptures.
Yeah.
Not exactly like that. But it can pave a way for people to know that men and women in the scriptures or in the church literally hold on to the Book of Mormon as a way for us to always see that God is always there and He will never leave us.
Yeah. I agree.
True. Another thing about the issue that we're making is it's just a lot of, I wouldn't say that it's random. I feel like a lot of the stories came from like all the writers, obviously, and the editors as well, and basically all of us, I guess, that were there during the summer, and we really thought about certain things that maybe our readership would want to hear about. And I love how you said that women in the scriptures need more hype.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I mean, I might be biased because we're women, but it's a very nice article to look forward to, and I hope you read it as soon as it comes out. And with that, I think we're gonna go back a little bit with the missions thing again, because one of the articles that I found in the issue that we made is entitled "Receiving the Gift of Tongues Through the Book of Mormon," and it was written by CJ.
I love CJ.
Yeah, we love you, CJ. And it basically talks about people or BYU-Hawaii students and a professor that went on their missions in a totally different country, other than their own, and how the Book of Mormon helped them learn the language. Because we all know, I feel like where do you guys serve, by the way?
I
if
served
may
in my
ask?
home country, Thailand.
Okay.
I serve my home country too.
Same. I served in my home country as well. So I feel like for them it was a little bit harder just because they had to relearn another language or like learn another language for them to be able to teach. And I think one of the stories that I liked here that one of the students said, I'm just going to quote him. He said, "There are blessings the Lord is willing to give us, but those blessings come from our efforts." So I'm pretty sure he was talking about him not understanding language at first, but as soon as he continues to ask for help and maybe prepare or practice the language that he was learning, the Lord was able to see his efforts. And I feel like he was able to, speak the language and teach in the language. So I just adore that.
Yeah. And it kind of goes along with the scriptures or the gospel of Jesus Christ is it's our common language, right? As members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's our, common ground. So, yeah, it's really nice. I would definitely read that.
Yeah. What about you, Pim? Do you have any stories that you liked from the issue?
Yes, I do. It's the one by CJ again.
CJ, you're famous. You're a famous
It's called
one here.
Miracle and Trial Behind the Book of Mormon Translation. We talk a lot about the Book of Mormon and the story in the Book of Mormon and how it helped us, right? But it also like the process before the Book of Mormon was published. Like Joseph Smith. And I like how you guys mentioned about like the woman in the church, the woman in the scriptures or story. I think Emma Smith played a really good role in that too. Like we might think of like Martin Harris sacrificed a lot of his land to like donate to publish the Book of Mormon, or Joseph Smith working on translation. But Emma Smith was the woman that played like an important role in like getting the Book of Mormon translation. The Book of Mormon get like translated, and she, I think at that time when they were translating, Emma had to like go through losing a child, and she had to get pregnant, losing a child, doing like the mother job while also assisting in the Lord work. I think that really touching for me that now I'm pregnant myself. I just feel like Emma Smith's story inspired me a lot in life. Yep.
Yeah. I think during my mission, I read most of the time I read the Doctrine and Covenants section 25 because it talks a lot about the role of Emma Smith, like what you said, and how she's very essential, like important to Joseph Smith, not only as his wife but as his very first scribe.
Yeah.
So, talking about the Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon and maybe Emma Smith and all the other women, I love this article by Myco again, which featured like a lot of students who went to historical sites for church history
remember
travel study program just this June 2024. And one of them is a senior majoring in intercultural peace building from the Philippines, which is Tommy. His name's Tommy. He said that visiting the Carthage jail was significant to me because it reminded him of how Joseph Smith didn't back out or denied his testimony to be spared from death, and how it kind of like a pivotal moment for our church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and how it became an evidence of how true the Book of Mormon is. So I just really love that.
Yeah, definitely about that. I remember interviewing Kuya Tommy. I remember interviewing him, and he actually had a very interesting story, which you can actually read. We're not gonna spoil how.
Yes.
We're not gonna spoil
Just
that
a
much.
little
But I remember interviewing him, and every single time I interview people, I guess, and it's about and if I interview them about a certain topic, whether it be about the gospel or the Book of Mormon or anything spiritual, I feel like I experience the Spirit every single time, or I feel the Spirit every single time. And during his time, I could really feel his love for the program itself, just because he said that they all paid for it. We didn't even have to pay for anything.
Wow.
It was a trip that the school paid for, and he was one of the privileged ones that was able to go out of, I don't know, maybe like multiple applicants that sent in their applications, and you could really feel that he learned a lot from the trip. He was very eager to share everything, but we could only write so much about it. But I was just really impressed on how he told me about his growth on that trip.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I saw that trip like since the first year that I got here, and I wanted to go, but I don't really know how to go or how to apply, and I thought that it was not free. But now that you mention it, maybe I should apply this year, next year, this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that too. But yeah, I think just like what Myco said, interviewing people and literally just by talking to you ladies made me feel that the Book of Mormon is really true, and that this issue of Ke Alaka'i, upcoming issue of Ke Alaka'i, will literally tackle about the Book of Mormon and how it changed lives, not only to older people, but even the younger generations that we have here at BYU-Hawaii. And I'm very happy to be able to read this and listen to this podcast. I'm very excited. Are you guys excited?
We're excited to hear our voices, guys.
Yes.
I hope you're excited to hear ours too.
I'm very excited too. And I just know that this issue will literally give us a snippets of people that will help us see that they can be a light to everyone. We can all be a light to everyone. And that through the Book of Mormon, we can be able to share God's love to those around us.
All right. And true, I feel like it's the hard work that all the writers, the editors, the photographers, the videographers, and all the people that we interviewed has come to an end, but will see the light because, the issue's ready to be published.
Yes.
And it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I am new here to Ke Alaka'i, but I am excited to what we are going to, publish, and I'm so glad that I was able to be a part of this issue as well. Yeah.
I'm already excited about this, and I hope that you guys will listen to this as much as we will listen to it as well, because this is the very first.
Listen.
Because this is gonna be the first episode of the 10th season of the Ke Alaka'i.
Yeah, don't get
podcast.
sick of us.
Ke Alaka'i the podcast, right? Ke Alaka'i the podcast.
Yep.
So we will see you guys there, and hope you listen. Thank you so much.